Welcome back, Healthy Mom Club, to day 1 of our full body prenatal sweat. Let's get right into it with our warm up. So reaching all the way up, inhaling, palms to the sky, just setting our intention for the day. One more time, drop those arms down all the way up. And on our next inhale, let's just drop it down in some arm circles, waking up that shoulder joint. Great big circles. All right, let's switch directions. All right, let's go ahead. We're gonna take things down to our mats, coming down to those knees, sitting down on our bums. We're going to do some windshield wipers. So these are great for our hip and leg mobility. We're going to start by placing both knees on the ground, twisting over like we're gonna spring up into a lunge. So both our knees are on the ground. We're gonna bring them up to center and switching over, pressing the other side of our knees on the ground. So we can have our hands behind us, or if we wanna challenge that core stability, keep them out in front of you. And we're just gonna place the inside and the outside up to center and back over. And you should feel a little bit of a stretch along that glute medius as you switch over. Back to center, switching over, back up, switching over. We'll do 5 more of these. Just very gently mobilizing those hips, stretching out those glute medius. Back to center. One more. Perfect. Coming up onto those knees one more time. We're gonna do the world's greatest stretch here. That's actually what it's called. So we're gonna step forward with that left foot into a deep lunge, extending that right leg out behind us. So we feel a nice stretch in the hamstring of our left leg and the hip flexors of our right. Placing our hands, we're going to place our left hand inside that left leg, reaching all the way up in a pose similar to like a warrior 1, opening up that chest. And we'll hang out here for 3 breaths. Switching sides, so we're bringing ourselves back onto our knees. Right leg comes forward, pressing forward and through with those hips till we feel our hip flexors stretch on our left leg and a hamstring stretch on the right. Bringing those hands, right hand inside right leg, opening all the way up. And let's hang out here for 3 breaths. Perfect, bring ourselves back in. We're gonna go ahead, bring ourselves back up onto our knees, moving into more of a dynamic portion of our warm-up. We're going to do some hip openers. So right leg's gonna come up, out and down, and then on the other side. If you are able to travel this across your space, feel free. I'm gonna do it just right here in place. But like we're climbing up and off a bicycle seat, hip, mobilizing that lower leg, up and over, really making sure that we're warming up thoroughly. Because during pregnancy, there's a little bit more synovial fluid, our joints become a little bit looser. Super important that we mobilize and warm up. All right, let's do it. Inwards, climbing onto that bicycle seat. All right, 3 more. Then we're gonna just go into a high knee march, and I want you to match your opposite elbow to opposite knee. So coming up, and as far as your body will allow, let's start ramping up that intensity. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. And in regards to intensity, this is a choose your own adventure. We're here to sweat, but we should never go beyond the talk test. So at no point in this class should you be so out of breath that you can't talk. You might not be able to sing, you might not be able to shout, but we always want to be able to talk. 30 more seconds of this, then we're just gonna drop into a run in place and get right into those intervals. Matching those elbows, soft little crunch as far as the body will allow. All right, and let's drop it down. Soft little jog in place, find that magic intensity. And this is where we're gonna be doing our active rest in between intervals. Now that we're nice and warm, let's get into it. All right, so we're jogging in place, and this is where we're gonna do our active rest in between our supersets. And if you need to ramp it a little bit more down, we can just march in place. Just make sure you stay moving. Let's keep that heart rate elevated, but remember to always check in on that intensity to make sure that we're able to talk, but maybe not sing. First up, we're going to superset some squat presses with a deadlift to row. So we're gonna do 10 of those back to back. Then we're gonna take a quick little 1-minute break, just jogging or marching in place. So first up with our squat presses, grabbing onto those dumbbells if you've got them. Feet are shoulder width apart. We're screwing our legs into the floor. Chest is proud, and we're gonna sit down like we're sitting in a chair. And on the way up, we're gonna press those dumbbells up and over our heads, keeping those shoulder blades back and down. And that's 1 rep. So let's count it down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, drop it down, 2, and 1, and we're right into those deadlifts to rows. So watch me, I'm gonna stick my butt out like I'm closing a car door, folding down, hinging at the hips, and we're gonna come up for 1, then we're gonna hinge back down, and row for 1. And that, once we do 1 of each of those, is 1 rep. So 1, 1. We're closing that car door with our booties, coming down and rowing. All the way up, really squeezing through our glutes. We're pushing through all 4 corners of those feet. And we're pinching those shoulder blades together like we've got $1 million check in between those shoulder blades. We've got a secret to a baby that sleeps 6 hours a night, non-stop, no breaks. And 3, 2, and 1, drop it down, active rest. We're marching in place, we're jogging in place. 1 minute of this, we're gonna right back into that superset. We're gonna do it 2 more times. So jogging in place, active rest, keeping that heart rate elevated. We're here to sweat. So jogging in place or marching, whatever your body is going to allow you to do, that is totally fine. 30 more seconds. Keep those dumbbells nice and close. And 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ding, ding, ding. There's that buzzer. Grabbing onto those weights. Bring them up shoulder height. Drop the booty down. Pressing all the way up. All the way down, squeezing, pressing through all 4 corners of those feet. 3, 2, and 1. Hinging all the way down. We're gonna pretend like we're screwing in our pinkies. Screwing in those feet, we're sticking those booties back like we're shutting a car door with our bums. And then down and row. Up, down, row, down. Chest is proud. Shoulder blades are back and down. And pressing through all 4 corners of those feet. We are immovable. Nice foundation for these deadlifts and rows. And 3, 2, 1. Drop those weights down, active rest. We might be kind of checking in on that intensity as we get a little bit more tired. This light jog could turn into more of a saunter. That's totally fine. Active rest. You're grabbing that water if you need. Check in with your body. How are you feeling? We should feel in control of all these movements. We're not just swinging those weights around. And making sure to breathe always. All right, 10 more seconds, moms. One last round. Squat to press, deadlift to a row. Working on those fundamental human movements of squatting, hinging, pushing, and pulling. And 3, 2, 1, grab those dumbbells. Squat presses. All the way down, all the way up. Chest stays nice and proud. And just like we're sitting down in a chair, challenging that mobility of our ankles. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Deadlift time. I'll do it facing you this time. Screwing our legs into the ground. Let those dumbbells glide along the front of our legs. We're sticking our butts back like we're closing a car door. And rowing up like we're starting a lawnmower. Up, down, row, down. Shoulder blades are back and down. I like to kind of tuck in my chin, looking about 6 feet in front of us. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, active rest. Use this time to move around your space. We're taking a break between sets here. Grab that water, and we'll be right back for superset number 2. All right, and we're back into our active rest. Next superset is going to be a little bit more upper body focused. We're going to superset some dumbbell chest flies with some upright rows. So let's get right into it. Grab those dumbbells. And we're going to lean slightly forward, dropping those shoulders away from those ears. We're going to bring our arms back, leading with the elbows, and in together. Just flying, almost like we're giving a really big hug, slightly pitched forward. Nice power stance here to make sure that our center of gravity is still stable. And hugging those arms in, moving with intention. We're not just flapping our wings around. And 3, 2, 1. Feet come shoulder width apart. We're going to bring those hands in, drawing up like we're detonating some dynamite in Looney Tunes. Leading with those elbows again. Shoulders stay away from those ears, all the way up and all the way down. All the way up, all the way down. We've got our Acme dynamite blowing up Wile E. Coyote. We should feel it right in that cap of your deltoid there. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down, active rest. These ones are a little bit less full body, so feel free to shrink down those movements. But we're jogging in place, we're walking in place, we're hydrating, we're checking with our bodies. How did that first set feel? And then just 1 minute, active rest. And this is kind of where the intensity will drop down a little bit. We'll be able to sing here, but we're moving those weights. We're concentrating as such so we can talk but not sing. 10 more seconds of these. Grab those weights back into chest flies. In 3, 2, 1. Grab the weights, chest flies. Nice power stance. All the way out, all the way in. Nice and stable base. If this feels a little unstable, just power stance in the middle. And 3, 2, and 1. Upright row, standing up straight, tucking in those bums. Rib cages are stacked above our hips, hugging maybe up and in. Leading with those elbows, bringing it all the way up, upright rows. Really making sure we're engaging that core, belly button to spine, hugging baby up and in. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those weights down, active rest. We're marching, we're jogging. We're taking a lap of your space. Whatever that looks like to you. You can even pretend to jump rope, but active rest here. Jogging in place, getting that nice sweat. 30 more seconds of this, and we're gonna be into our final superset. Then we'll do a nice finisher, nice cool down. And that's it, that's day 1, already almost done. And 3, 2, 1, grab those barbells. Chest flies. We're either power stance, deep lunge position, or feet are wider than shoulder width apart. Hugging ourselves, pinching those shoulder blades together, squeezing with those chests to the top of the motion. And 3, 2, and 1. Stand up straight, tucking in that pelvis, rib cage stacked above pelvis, hugging baby up and in, upright rows. All the way up, making sure we're breathing, engaging that deep core. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down, lightly jog. We're gonna lightly jog 30 seconds, cool it out. And then we're gonna finish with a dynamic core exercise. And we're gonna do some farmer's carries. So 1 minute of this, and then we're gonna slow things down, finish it off nice and strong with our loaded carry. So we've covered all of our fundamental human movements here. We've pushed, we've pulled, we've hinged, we've squatted, and now we're about to do our loaded carry. All right, let's slow down those legs. So you're kind of just marching in place. And when we're ready, let's grab onto those dumbbells. Nice firm suitcase style grip, and we're gonna march those knees to our chest as high as we can. Loaded carry, and we're gonna do these for time for our finisher. So 1 minute loaded carry, finishing it off. Really bracing with those bellies. Baby is being hugged up and in, tucking that pelvis underneath our rib cage, neutral spine. Drawing those knees up as high as we can. Halfway there, 30 seconds left. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, And 1, drop those weights down. All right, moms, grab that water, take a quick drink. Let's meet back here for some core and a cool down. All right, let's go ahead, start cooling things down. So you're welcome to just meet me down here on the mat. We're gonna finish off with some core. So we're gonna start with some cat-cow. So I want you to place hands shoulder width apart, knees hip width apart. And we're gonna just let everything go, drop the belly to the floor. And then belly button's gonna come to the spine, spine to the ceiling, tucking that chin. And then let it all go. We'll do 5 of these. Tucking that chin, belly button to spine. Then look at the ceiling, drop it all away. And last one. Belly button to spine, chin to chest. And drop it all away. Reaching our left hand and our right leg out from under us. Bringing it back in. That is 1 rep of a bird dog. Let's do 15 each side. We're bracing, we're hugging baby up and in. Remembering to breathe, stacking those hips so they're parallel with the ground. And 2, 1, switching sides. Right hand, left leg, all the way out. Meet them in the middle. Hugging baby up and in. Really focusing on making sure our hips are staying flush with the floor, nice and parallel. And 3, 2, and 1. Drop it down. Sitting down on our bums, let's reach our left leg out in front of us, tucking that right leg in, reaching forward, hamstring stretch. Hanging out here for 3 breaths, and remember, we're not here to cause ourselves pain, and we're not bouncing in any stretches. Switching sides, coming up, switching over. Just feeling that gentle lengthening along the back of our legs, but no bouncing, no pain. Bring ourselves back up to center. I want you to cross that right leg up and over. Then we're going to take our left elbow, twisting across that right leg, seated twist, as far as your body will allow. Switching sides. Bring yourselves back to center. You're welcome to just sit cross-legged or on your knees, whatever's most comfortable for you. We're going to take our right ear, bring it to our right shoulder. Hang out here for 3 breaths, then we're going to tilt so our nose is facing the floor. Back to center, coming up, left ear to left shoulder. Switching so our nose is facing the floor. All right, then we're going to take our right hand going up and over like we're patting ourselves on the back. If you need to boost the stretch, take that left hand. Switching sides, left hand comes up and over, right in between those shoulder blades. Bringing that back down, let's bring that right hand across, give yourself a hug, stretching out those posterior deltoids. Switching sides, let's bring the left across. Dropping those elbows down, grab those hands, lace them behind your back, and if you can, create some distance between those hands and your lower back. Opening up that chest. And give yourself such a great big round of applause. This has been day 1 of our full body prenatal sweat. Grab that water, make sure to hydrate, and we'll see you next time.